Have you ever wondered what separates those who achieve incredible success from those who constantly struggle and fail to reach their full potential? I've spent decades studying the habits and mindsets of the world's most accomplished individuals, from visionary entrepreneurs to groundbreaking artists to pioneering scientists. And I've discovered that while their paths to success have been diverse, they all share one crucial trait in common. They understand that there are three things in life that must remain private at any cost. You see, in today's hyper-connected, share-everything world, we've been conditioned to believe that radical transparency is the key to connection, that we must bear our entire lives on social media in order to be seen, heard, and accepted. But the truth is, oversharing our lives for public consumption is one of the quickest paths to mediocrity and stagnation. The most extraordinary among us, those who leave an indelible mark on the world, are incredibly selective and intentional about what they choose to share and what they keep hidden. So what are these three critical things that the ultra-successful always hold close to the vest? The first is their deepest fears and insecurities. We all have them, those nagging doubts and anxieties that keep us up at night, that voice in our head telling us we're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to achieve our dreams. But those who reach the pinnacle of success have learned to face these fears in private. They don't advertise them to the world or wallow in self-pity. Instead, they use their fears as fuel, as a motivator to prove the doubters wrong and push past their perceived limitations. Think about it. Have you ever heard Oprah discussing her deepest insecurities in an interview? Has Elon Musk ever tweeted about waking up in a cold sweat, paralyzed by anxiety about failing? Of course not. The greats know that giving voice and validity to your fears is like pouring Miracle-Gro on weeds. The more attention you give them, the more they'll suffocate your potential. They feel the fear, acknowledge it, and then get to work in the quiet of their own minds and hearts. The second thing the incredibly successful keep private is their true opinion of others. We live in an age of radical transparency where everyone feels entitled to publicly rate, review, and tear down anyone they disagree with. But those who achieve greatness understand the power of restraint, of keeping their judgments close to the vest. They know that speaking ill of others, even if justified, rarely serves them in the long run. It drains their energy, distracts their focus, and ultimately reflects more on them than on the object of their criticism. As the incomparable Michelle Obama once said, "When they go low, we go high. The titans of success understand that rising above pettiness and negativity isn't just good karma, it's a master key to accomplishment." They don't get mired in tit-for-tat squabbles or Twitter feuds. They keep their head down, their integrity intact, and let their work speak for itself. They understand that success is the sweetest revenge. The final thing the most successful keep private is, ironically, their success itself. Of course, their accomplishments may be public knowledge, reported in the press, or celebrated at swanky galas. But you'll rarely see them gloating about their triumphs, humble bragging on Instagram, or rubbing their prosperity in the face of others. The truly successful understand that discretion is the better part of valor, that needing to showboat your achievements is a sign of insecurity, not confidence. They know that nothing turns people off faster than a braggart, someone constantly tooting their own horn and desperate for validation. Secure in themselves and their abilities, the wildly successful let their reputation precede them. They don't need to be the loudest or flashiest person in the room. They command respect through the sheer force of their presence and the weight of their results. So let's recap. If you want to join the ranks of the extraordinarily accomplished, the three things you must always keep private are your deepest fears, your unfiltered opinions of others, and the true extent of your success. Easier said than done. I know we're hardwired for connection, for sharing our authentic selves, but like with most things in life, it's about balance, discernment, and delayed gratification. Instead of indiscriminately broadcasting your fears to anyone who will listen, share them selectively with a trusted mentor or confidante who can help you reframe and overcome them. When you're tempted to publicly eviscerate a competitor or naysayer, vent in private and then channel that energy into your craft, using it as motivation to be the best. And while it's wonderful to celebrate your wins and milestones, do so with humility, grace, and a focus on the team and supporters who helped you get there. Now, you may be thinking, what about transparency? What about the power of vulnerability and authenticity that so many thought leaders champion? Here's the key nuance: being selectively transparent, vulnerable, and authentic with the right people in the right context is what fosters deep connection and trust. Blindly broadcasting every opinion, fear, and win for the masses dilutes your message, diminishes your credibility, and ultimately makes you forgettable. The most iconic and impactful leaders, the ones who have revolutionized industries, uplifted humanity, and left a legacy that endures, understand this distinction. They're not closed off or inauthentic, quite the opposite. They form genuine connections and inspire fierce loyalty, but they do so judiciously with clear boundaries and intentionality. They know, as the great Maya Angelou taught us, that people will forget what you said and did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. When you selectively share your truth with those who've earned the right to hear it, when you're generous with your knowledge but protective of your energy, when you celebrate others more than you celebrate yourself, you create an emotional resonance that lasts. You become the kind of leader, creator, and friend that people want to support, champion, and emulate. So as you navigate your own path to success, remember the power of restraint, of holding certain things sacred and close to your heart. In a world that often rewards the loudest and flashiest, dare to be different. Dare to be discerning. Dare to keep your fears, your judgments, and your wins private. Because as the incomparable Audrey Hepburn once said, elegance is the only beauty that never fades, and I would argue that the same holds true for success. When you carry yourself with elegance, when you're intentional and purposeful with what you share and what you hold back, you create an aura of mystery, of depth, of substance that sets you apart. You attract the right people, opportunities, and resources into your orbit. You create a legacy that lasts. So my friends, as you go forth into the world to make your mark, remember that true success isn't about fame, fortune, or followers. It's about living with authenticity, integrity, and purpose. It's about being selective and strategic with what you share and what you withhold. It's about understanding that some things are meant just for you to fuel your own growth and resilience. And when you master the art of keeping certain things private, of being transparent and vulnerable with intention, you'll find that success isn't just something you chase, it's something you embody naturally and effortlessly. You'll radiate a quiet confidence, a magnetic presence that draws others to you and inspires them to greatness. So hold your fears close and transmute them into fuel. Keep your judgments in check and let your work speak for itself. Celebrate your wins with humility and grace. Because when you master the power of intentional privacy, you'll find that success isn't just a destination, it's a way of being, a state of flow and fulfillment that permeates every aspect of your life. And that, my friends, is the essence of a life well lived, a legacy worth leaving. Not one of flaunted accomplishments or fleeting fame, but one of quiet impact, of lives touched and hearts inspired. A legacy built on the bedrock of character, of choosing substance over flash every single day. So as you go out into the world armored with this wisdom, I challenge you to live with intention, to be strategic and selective with what you share. Hold your fears close and alchemize them into strength. Keep your judgments in check and let your integrity speak volumes. Celebrate your wins with quiet confidence and use them as fuel for even greater impact. Because when you master the art of private success, you'll find that you're not just achieving your goals, you're fulfilling your highest potential and leaving a legacy that endures. You're becoming the kind of leader, creator, and human being that others aspire to be. And isn't that the ultimate success? Not just to achieve, but to serve, to inspire, to leave the world a little brighter than you found it? So go forth with courage, with discernment, with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing what to hold close and what to set free. Keep learning, keep growing, keep pushing past your comfort zone. Sure, but always, always stay anchored in your truth, your integrity, your highest self. Because that, my friends, is the key to a life of boundless success, impact, and fulfillment. That is the path of the true legends, the visionaries, the icons who changed the world. And it all starts with mastering the power of privacy, of being intentional and strategic with what you share and what you hold sacred. So go out there and live with fierceness, with passion, with unshakable self-mastery. Keep those three key things private and watch as your success soars to heights you never imagined. This is your moment, your opportunity to redefine what success looks like, to pioneer a new paradigm of accomplishment fueled by substance, not flash. You have everything you need within you. The world is waiting for your quiet brand of greatness. So let's make a pact here and now to live with intention, to choose private success over public accolades, to focus on impact over image every single day. Because when we commit to this path of purposeful living, there's no limit to the lives we can touch, the dreams we can manifest, the legacy we can leave. It won't be easy. There will be temptations to overshare, to seek validation, to compare and despair. But you're stronger than that. You're wiser than that. You know, deep in your bones, that true success is an inside job, a sacred compact between you and your highest self. So let's rise to the challenge together. Let's be the vanguard of a new era of accomplishment, one built on character, contribution, and quiet confidence. Let's show the world what's possible when we master the art of private success and use it as fuel for the greater good. This is our time, our chance to rewrite the rules and leave a legacy that inspires generations. It all starts with three simple commitments: to embrace our fears, to hold our judgments, and to celebrate our wins with humble grace. To be strategic and intentional with every share, every post, every interaction. Because in the end, the true measure of our success isn't what we achieve, it's who we become and what we contribute along the way. It's the lives we touch, the problems we solve, the love we give and receive. It's the quiet satisfaction of knowing we stayed true to ourselves and used our gifts to make a difference. So let's make that difference starting now. Let's be the leaders, the creators, the change makers who redefine success for a new era. Let's live with intention, purpose, and unshakable, integrable integrity. Let's keep our fears, our judgments, and our wins private, and let our character speak for itself. Because when we commit to this path of private success and public service, there's no dream too big, no challenge too daunting, no impact too profound. We'll unleash a ripple effect of positive change that touches every corner of the globe. So let's do this. Let's be the pioneers of a new paradigm, the quiet champions of a better world. Let's show everyone what's possible when success is fueled by substance, not flash. This is our moment, our invitation to greatness. Let's answer the call with courage, with grace, with the unshakable conviction that our best days are yet to come. The world is waiting for your unique brand of genius, your heart-centered leadership, your quiet rebellion against the status quo. So let's give it to them with everything we've got. Let's love and lead with the radiant power of private success. Our legacy starts now. Let's make it one for the ages. Let's dive deeper into each of these three pillars of private success and explore how we can apply them in our daily lives for maximum impact. First, let's talk about embracing our fears. We all have them, those nagging doubts and insecurities that hold us back from our full potential. But what if we saw our fears not as obstacles, but as opportunities? What if we use them as fuel for our growth and resilience? Here's the thing, our fears often stem from a place of self-protection. They're our mind's way of keeping us safe, of avoiding potential pain or failure. But when we give in to those fears, when we let them dictate our choices and actions, we limit ourselves. We stay small, stuck, stagnant. But when we learn to embrace our fears, to acknowledge them and then act in spite of them, something incredible happens. We expand our comfort zone, we build our courage muscle, we prove to ourselves that we're capable of so much more than we ever imagined. So how do we do this? How do we learn to dance with our fears instead of running from them? It starts with awareness. We have to be willing to look our fears in the eye, to name them and claim them as our own. Maybe it's the fear of failure, of putting ourselves out there and falling short. Maybe it's the fear of success, of shining too brightly and attracting criticism or judgment. Maybe it's the fear of vulnerability, of letting others see our true selves, flaws and all. Whatever your fears may be, acknowledge them. Write them down, say them out loud, share them with a trusted confidante. Because when we bring our fears into the light, they lose their power over us. They become just another part of our story, not the whole plot. Next, reframe your fears. Instead of seeing them as insurmountable barriers, view them as challenges to be overcome, as opportunities for growth and learning. Ask yourself, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? Who would I be if I let go of this fear? Then take action. Start small with baby steps outside your comfort zone. If you're afraid of public speaking, start by speaking up in a meeting or giving a toast at a family gathering. If you're afraid of failure, take on a project that stretches your skills and challenges you to learn something new. If you're afraid of vulnerability, share something honest and real with a friend or loved one. The more you face your fears, the more you'll realize that they're not as scary as they seem. You'll start to build momentum, confidence, and resilience. You'll discover strengths and abilities you never knew you had. And slowly but surely, your fears will lose their grip on you. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Facing our fears takes courage, dedication, and a willingness to be uncomfortable, but the rewards are immeasurable. When we learn to embrace our fears, we open ourselves up to a whole new world of possibility. We become unstoppable, limitless, free. And here's the beautiful thing: as we learn to embrace our own fears, we inspire others to do the same. We become a beacon of courage and resilience, a living example of what's possible when we refuse to let fear hold us back. We create a ripple effect of bravery and boldness that touches everyone around us. So let's make a commitment right here and now to start embracing our fears, to acknowledge them, reframe them, and act in spite of them, to use them as fuel for our growth and our greatness. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because on the other side of fear lies a life of boundless possibility, of unshakable confidence, of true freedom and fulfillment. And that, my friends, is a life worth fighting for. Now, let's talk about the second pillar of private success: holding our judgments. In a world that's quick to criticize and condemn, it's easy to fall into the trap of judging others. We see someone making a choice we disagree with or expressing an opinion that ruffles our feathers, and we feel the urge to lash out, to put them in their place, to prove them wrong. But here's the thing: when we judge others, we're really just judging ourselves. We're projecting our own fears, insecurities, and limitations onto someone else. We're using them as a mirror to reflect back the parts of ourselves we don't want to face. And the more we judge, the more we close ourselves off from connection, compassion, and growth. We create an us vs. them mentality that divides and polarizes rather than unites and uplifts. We get so caught up in being right that we forget to be kind, to be curious, to be open to new perspectives. But when we learn to hold our judgments, to keep them in check and approach others with empathy and understanding, something amazing happens. We create space for dialogue, for learning, for expansion. We open ourselves up to new ideas, new experiences, new ways of seeing the world. And we realize that everyone is fighting their own battles, facing their own fears and challenges. We recognize the common humanity in each other, the shared struggles and triumphs that bind us all together. So how do we learn to hold our judgments? Again, it starts with awareness. Notice when you feel the urge to criticize or condemn someone else. What emotions are driving that urge? Is it fear, insecurity, defensiveness? Is it a need to be right, to feel superior, to protect your own ego? Once you've identified the root of your judgment, take a step back, breathe. Remind yourself that everyone is on their own journey, doing the best they can with what they have. Choose to approach the situation with curiosity and compassion rather than criticism and condemnation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this person or situation? How can I use this as an opportunity for growth and understanding? Seek to find common ground, to build bridges rather than walls. And if you do need to express a differing opinion or perspective, do so with grace and respect. Focus on the issue, not the person. Use I statements rather than you statements. Seek to understand before being understood. The more we practice holding our judgments, the more we create a world of empathy, connection, and collaboration. We build relationships based on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. We open ourselves up to new ideas and opportunities that we never would have considered before. And we become the kind of leaders, friends, and partners that others want to follow, support, and emulate. We create a culture of compassion, inclusion, and growth that inspires everyone around us to be their best selves. So let's make a pact right here and now to start holding our judgments, to approach others with curiosity and kindness rather than criticism and condemnation, to seek understanding and common ground even in the face of disagreement or difference. It won't be easy, but it will be transformative, because when we learn to hold our judgments, we create a world of boundless love, connection, and possibility. And that, my friends, is a world worth building. Finally, let's explore the third pillar of private success, celebrating our wins with humble grace. In a culture that often equates success with fame, fortune, and followers, it's easy to get caught up in the comparison game. We see others achieving big, bold, public victories, and we feel like we're falling behind, like we're not enough. But here's the truth: true success isn't about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. It's about the lives you touch, the positive impact you make, the legacy you leave. And that kind of success often happens in the quiet moments, the private victories that no one else sees. When you overcome a personal fear or challenge, when you learn a new skill or master a difficult task, when you make a difference in someone's life through a simple act of kindness or generosity, those are the wins that matter most. Those are the moments that shape your character, your confidence, your capacity for greatness. And when you learn to celebrate those wins with humble grace, to savor them privately and use them as fuel for even greater impact, you tap into a deep well of motivation, resilience, and purpose. You realize that success isn't a destination, it's a journey, and every step along the way is worth honoring and appreciating. So how do we learn to celebrate our wins with humble grace? First, we have to redefine what success means to us. We have to get clear on our core values, our true north, our highest vision for our lives and our work. We have to focus on the process, not just the outcome, and find joy and fulfillment in the day-to-day journey of growth and discovery. Next, we have to practice gratitude. We have to take time each day to reflect on what we're thankful for, what we've accomplished, what we've learned and overcome. We have to cultivate a mindset of abundance, recognizing that there is enough success, enough joy, enough love to go around. And when we do achieve a big win, whether it's public or private, we have to celebrate with humility and grace. We have to acknowledge the people and resources that helped us get there, the lessons we learned along the way, the challenges we faced and overcame. We have to use our success as a platform for service, for giving back, for lifting others up. And we have to keep things in perspective. We have to remember that no matter how big our accomplishments may be, we are still human, flawed, fallible, forever learning and growing. We have to stay grounded in our values, our purpose, our commitment to making a positive difference in the world. When we learn to celebrate our wins with humble grace, we create a ripple effect of inspiration and impact. We show others that success isn't about ego or accolades, it's about living with integrity, purpose, and heart. We become a beacon of hope and possibility, a living example of what's possible when we stay true to ourselves and our highest calling. And we realize that the true reward of success isn't the destination, it's the person we become along the way, the relationships we build, the lives we touch, the legacy we leave. So let's make a commitment right here and now to start celebrating our wins with humble grace, to redefine success on our own terms, to practice gratitude and abundance, to use our accomplishments as a platform for service and impact. It won't be easy, but it will be transformative. Because when we learn to celebrate our wins with humble grace, we create a life of true meaning, fulfillment, and joy. And that, my friends, is the ultimate success. As we bring this journey to a close, I want to leave you with a final thought. Success, in all its forms, is not a solo endeavor. It's a team sport, a collective effort, a shared vision for a better world. And each and every one of us has a vital role to play. So as you go out into the world to pursue your own path to greatness, remember that you are not alone. You are part of a global community of change makers, dreamers and doers who are working tirelessly to create a brighter future for all. Lean on that community. Support and uplift each other. Celebrate each other's wins, big and small. Learn from each other's failures and challenges. Be a source of encouragement, inspiration, and accountability for one another. Because together we are unstoppable. Together we can overcome any fear, any obstacle, any limitation. Together we can redefine success, transform lives, and leave a legacy that endures. So let's stand together, shoulder to shoulder, heart to heart to heart. Let's be the vanguard of a new era of success, one built on courage, compassion, contribution, and collective impact. Let's show the world what's possible when we embrace our fears, hold our judgments, and celebrate our wins with humble grace. And most of all, let's never forget why we're here: to live with purpose, to love with abandon, to leave this world a little better than we found it. That is the true measure of a life well lived, a success worth celebrating. So here's to you, my fellow traveler on this path of private success and public impact. Here's to your fears, your failures, your hard-fought victories. Here's to the lives you'll touch, the difference you'll make, the legacy you'll leave. The journey ahead won't be easy, but it will be extraordinary. You have everything you need within you: the courage, the resilience, the heart to achieve your deepest dreams and make your boldest vision a reality. So go out there and live with passion, with purpose, with unbridled joy. Embrace your fears, hold your judgments, celebrate your wins, and know that with every step, every stumble, every triumph, you are paving the way for a brighter tomorrow for yourself, for others, for the world. Your moment is now. Your success is waiting. Your legacy starts today. Let's go out there and create it together. And so, my friends, we come to the end of our journey together. But in truth, it's just the beginning of a new chapter, a new adventure, a new opportunity to create the life and the world of your dreams. As you step out into that world, armed with the wisdom and the tools of private success, know that you are not alone. Know that you are part of a rising tide of change makers, visionaries, and leaders who are redefining what it means to succeed, to thrive, to make a difference. Know that your fears, your failures, your flaws are not weaknesses. They are the very things that make you human, that connect you to others, that give you the strength and the resilience to keep pushing forward no matter what. Know that your judgments, your criticisms, your doubts are not truths. They are simply stories, perceptions, fleeting thoughts that you can choose to release, to reframe, to replace with something more empowering, more expansive, more true. Know that your wins, your accomplishments, your triumphs are not badges of honor to be hoarded or flaunted. They are gifts to be shared, to be leveraged, to be used as a force for good in the world. And most of all, know that your success, your happiness, your fulfillment are not destinations to be reached or goals to be achieved. They are choices to be made moment by moment, day by day, in the quiet corners of your heart and the bold actions of your life. So choose, my friends. Choose to embrace your fears and use them as fuel for your greatness. Choose to hold your judgments and lead with compassion and understanding. Choose to celebrate your wins with humble grace and use them as a platform for service and impact. Choose to live with intention, with integrity, with unshakable purpose. Choose to love with abandon, to give with generosity, to serve with selflessness. Choose to be the change you wish to see in the world, to leave a legacy that inspires generations to come. The path ahead may be uncertain, the challenges may be great, but your potential is limitless. Your capacity for growth, for resilience, for impact knows no bounds. You have within you the power to shape your destiny, to create a life and a world beyond your wildest dreams. So let that power guide you, let it fuel you. Let it be the light that illuminates your path and the fire that ignites your soul. Let it be the source of your courage, your compassion, your unwavering commitment to a better tomorrow. And as you go out into the world to make your mark, know that you are never alone. Know that you are part of a global community of trailblazers and change makers who are working tirelessly to create a brighter future for all. Lean on that community, learn from them, grow with them, celebrate with them, be a source of strength, support, and inspiration for one another, because together we are unstoppable. Together we can overcome any obstacle, achieve any dream, create any reality we can imagine. So let's imagine it, my friends. Let's envision a world where success is measured not by wealth or status, but by impact and contribution. A world where fear is not a barrier, but an invitation to courage and growth. A world where judgment is replaced by understanding, where division is healed by compassion, where every win is celebrated as a victory for all. Let's create that world together. Let's be the pioneers of a new paradigm, the architects of a new era, the champions of a new definition of success, one built on love, on service, on the unshakable power of the human spirit. The journey ahead will be challenging, but it will be worth it. The rewards will be great, but they will pale in comparison to the person you become along the way, the fears you conquer, the lives you touch, the legacy you leave. So go out there and become the hero of your own story. Embrace your fears, hold your judgments, celebrate your wins, live with passion, with purpose, with unbridled joy. And know that with every step, every stumble, every triumph, you are paving the way for a brighter tomorrow for yourself, for others, for the world. Your moment is now. Your success is waiting. Your legacy starts today. Let's go out there and create it together. Thank you, my friends. It has been an honor to share this journey with you. And remember, your greatness is not a destination, it's a decision. Choose it every day, with every breath, with every beat of your heart. Here's to your success, your impact, your unshakable brilliance. The world is waiting for you. Now go out there and shine.